Hello there my fellow holotable heroes, and welcome to another Rise of the Empire Tory Battle video guide. I've done initially a series of Omicron, territory battle Omicrons, showing different teams that I was able to try out. So I've got one new team to show you today, which is Rebel Officer Leia Organa. So another team I was able to level up to Relic 7, apply Omicron. So speaking of her Omicron, let's just remind ourselves what her Omicron will do for your rebel allies. So this Omicron will only work for rebels. So it is on her leadership, so she will have to be obviously in the leading slot. So while in territory battles we gain extra speed, but it's percentage speed, which obviously is better than just flat speed. We will also be recovering full health and protection at the start of each encounter and whenever another rebel ally is defeated. Encounter means at the start of every wave. So at the start of waves we will always start with full health, full protection. If one of our guys are defeated, similar like Sith Eternal I guess, we all recover full health and protection. So giving us a lot of survivability for our team. And then as well, whenever we score a critical hit, all rebel allies will gain 5% bonus turn meter, doubled if it's their turn. So a little bit of a turn meter training to help us keep going. And then whenever an ally is defeated, all rebel allies will gain 100% of that ally's offense stacking. So this especially will be visible on Coruscant, where we will be losing folks, as you will see. So this will come in play, helping us out to win the battle in the end. So quite a useful, quite a fun, quite a powerful modifier. So let's just start off at Sector 1 in Coruscant. So the team that I'll be rocking here is basically a CLS, but with Leia Organa lead. So let's go ahead. Coruscant is actually the most challenging, I think, planet for this squad, just because of the dazed, and both Chewies can get dazed, right? And then no assists, no bonus turn meter as well. So definitely this battle will drag on a little bit, but for the most part, like wave 1 is not too bad, but in wave 2 things do get complicated eventually. You will just want to keep hitting these guys. Try to stun clone trooper medics if you can, so they don't revive. Good thing with Leia on her basic, she does have buff immunity, so you can kind of prevent them from gaining taunt, prevent them from gaining as well all those protection ups. We got stuns as well there. Chewie's got on special, Han on his special, CLS on his basic if the enemy has defense down. So we have a few ways to control these guys. We got an AoE from Leia as well that can land ability blocks. So a few ways to control these guys, but at the moment it's a race to use democracy 3 times so we can get our thunderous applause. The good thing about it is that obviously their CLS and Han, they have guard, which means they can't be dazed. So at least you have a few units there to keep it going. Now they're going after Leia, which is good because she can't be defeated until they defeat all the allies or until they use democracy 3 times. I've got buff immunity on Clone Commander, that's why I'm just hitting him, so he can get protection up. There you go, we lost Chewie number 1, and this guy recovered full health and protection everybody, as well giving us 100% offense from Chewbacca. So we will be hitting harder as this battle goes on. Let's go ahead and heal up Luke a little bit and now use democracy. So now we will be getting assists. There we go. Just try to get through here. We got a taunt on Clone Trooper. Let's do an AoE. There we go. Can we finish him off? Hopefully Medic doesn't have a revive. There we go. Perfect. Got an assist. Got a stun over on Medic. Let's see if we can push back turn meter. There we go. Get an ability block. Just make sure Medic can't revive anybody, and we should be good here. Like Leia's AoEs are doing some nice damage, dealing 10 instances of damage, especially once you're down to 2 or 1 enemies, is actually quite a lot, especially with this buff immunity, preventing them from regaining protection up, so we can finish them. An AoE finished off their Clone Trooper, and now we are into wave 2, but here without OG Chewie, right? Both Han and Luke, they both can get dazed, which means no bonus turn meter almost for anybody. And from my testing, they always take out Chewbacca first. I don't know, AI has some sort of targeting priority for him for some reason. And yeah, it's gonna be the rough one, but that 100% offense that we are getting whenever one of our allies dies off in the end will be enough to get through. Leia's AoE will start doing more and more damage, and again, you know, because Leia's in the link slot, they can't defeat her until she has at least one other ally or until they use democracy 3 times. The strategy here is we have buff immunity on Clone Commander, so you know, just keep hitting him. They healed up, boy. Alright, not looking too good right now, but we'll just keep going. Luckily the AI is not playing this the most cleverly usually. Let's get above this spell. Sure, democracy 2nd time, so we just have to use it one more. Down goes Luke, and now these AoEs, right? Because both Leia and 3PO and Chewie, they received 100% offense from Luke, from Han and other Chewbacca. And as you will see at the end of the video, when I'll show you the mods, these guys aren't even modded all that well. So if you would actually have these guys modded better, you know, they could do even more damage there. Now, for the most part, I'm not gonna say this works every single time, but probably about 3 out of 4 attempts this team does clear Coruscant. But definitely Coruscant is the most challenging planet for these guys. Let's move over now to some of the more easier ones, because it's really the days that kills us, right? Because it stops the bonus turn meter gain that you know, Luke provides from his unique, and then as well Leia through her territory battle Omicrons. I'm just gonna start off Purge Trooper number 1, just get a stun on him. I'll just push back some turn meter, get above this spell, so we can now head over to the other Purge Trooper. I'm just gonna get a basic to get tenacity down. Let's lock in some ability blocks, hopefully. Okay, let's get some buffs, and we'll just keep chugging away at this Purge Trooper right here. So you can see here we are getting a lot of turns, just because obviously no days is in Coruscant. We are getting a lot of bonus turn meter. Okay, I'll just see if we can, you know, just stun lock everybody. As you can see, they're not getting any turns whatsoever. Just, you know, the turn meter train, like 5% doesn't sound a whole lot, but with both Chewbacca assisting and constantly critting, it's essentially almost, you know, non-stop turn meter train for our guys. So you can see things are in good shape. We have these guys under control. Just keep whacking the AoEs. There we go. Finish off Purge Trooper. Obviously they do have the 5 revives that are shared across the team, so we do want to burn through those. So just pick a unit and just whack them a few times, get them low, and there we go. Out of revives, turn meter train flowing here without, you know, the days that we have to worry about like in Coruscant. Definitely Coruscant, very difficult. This one for the most part is straightforward. You're just kind of burning through these guys. I'm just trying to make sure Probe Droid doesn't explode on me, so either stun it or get ability block on it, and then we are now heading into wave 2. We got here Crosshair, so I'm just go ahead and stun him. Do above this spell over there, and same thing, we'll kind of go after Purge Troopers, try to get them, you know, stun locked and things like that. We go, smack an AoE, there we go, that guy's ability block, so we'll just let him be, see if we can start working on the other guy down. Okay, perfect, blind, sure, stun over there, and now we're gonna go ahead on our next target. Yeah, so just gonna try to, you know, ability block, stun them, so even if they do get a turn, they can't use anything but their basic attack. But for the most part, as you can see, they will not get a single turn, it seems like. Let's see, or maybe they will get a turn. Let's see if we can finish them off. Come on, there we go, finish you. Alright, they got a turn, but it wasn't a whole lot. Obviously the battle is over at this point. Definitely here on Bracca, ROLO works really well. So we got one more battle for you in this video, which is Kashyyyk. Obviously you can use this team as well in the mix zone, but mix zone in general, those missions are easier, so I'm just going down the light side path just to show you the more challenging battles. Okay, so now we are on Kashyyyk. Now here you have to be maybe a little bit careful, just because of the second wave, right? One of the missions here has Mara on the second wave, and one of the missions just has, I think, the officer, right? And yeah, don't try Mara with this lineup unless you bring somebody like Cassian with healing immunity, because here on Kashyyyk the modifier for the enemies, whenever they receive a debuff, they will be recovering 10% protection, and this team has a lot of debuffs built in, and what happens is Mara is just too durable, and then you just get stuck behind Mara, you can't take her down. So that's one of the things with this team when it comes to Kashyyyk. Obviously choose the mission that does not have Mara in there, or maybe bring in Cassian in there instead of maybe 3PO and Chewie or something like that, or not any other unit that can, you know, lend healing immunity, just so that you can actually finish off Mara. If you are attempting the Mara mission, I suggest just don't bother it. Go on this one that does have, I think officer is the lead, right, in the other one. But you can see it takes a while to get through the boss here, just because of that constant 10% protection recovery. Because 3PO and Chewie on his basic lands evasion down and Chewie lands tenacity down. So between those two assists we're getting lots of debuffs, yeah. So you definitely want to go after this one where Imperial Officer is starting, because Imperial Officer is not as tanky as Mara, so you actually can get through him. But still you gotta be a little bit careful here, try to a little bit spread the damage, just work out the bonus protection down from the enemies. Because if they still have bonus protection, they will be recovering even more protection, if that makes sense. Like bonus protection is just rough. But you can see the weaker enemies is not much of a problem. It's really like the Stormtrooper and the boss that are more durable. That's why I'm kind of trying to spread the damage here. And then use the AoEs to deal damage to the boss and Stormtrooper. So I'm just using these other weaker units kind of as the targets for, you know, the basics and things like that. So Leia, she's good, but Coruscant struggling because of the days. Bracca was a breeze. Here on Kashyyyk again you have to a little bit work around all of this protection recovery, but again my guys not having the best mods on them probably doesn't help too much. But as you can see here, I did not use the blind ability from 3PO and Chewie because that would just recover protection on the enemies. Alright, so we'll just keep going. Just go ahead, smack there an AoE with Leia. And just kind of working down. So that's really kind of the strategy that I take and approach here. Keep hitting like these weaker enemies, and then let the AoEs from you know, 3PO and Chewie get through the boss and Stormtrooper. Because if you do like, you know, basics on them or single target damage, all those assists will just recover too much protection on them. So it is possible to win, but yeah, you gotta be a little bit here selective with who you hit. Yeah, let's go just keep it in those areas, just speeding up the footage because you can see this will take a while because of constant recovery. Alright, but for the most part 3PO and Chewie's AoEs kind of get through them, and once you get through bonus protection it's kind of things get easier. But you can see Imperial Officer constantly like recovering protection, so I'm just kind of a little bit spreading the damage, going around, then eventually I'm like, alright, will I actually get through him or not? Because Stormtrooper as well is quite durable, so now I started targeting Stormtrooper and let the AoEs from 3PO and Chewie and Chewbacca finish off Officer, just down to Officer, and yeah, eventually get through him. But yeah, definitely a rough one, but as I will show you, I don't have like that amazing mods on these guys, so probably if you do give them more offense, things should be easier. So just showing the mods here, nothing too crazy, just some random stuff on Leia. And that's, I guess, always a question, are territory battle Omicrons worth it or not? Well, obviously they're a bit of an investment, and for the most part they're not like really needed for many teams. However, it does save you resources in terms of, you know, trying to get better mods. So it really depends, you know, what you prioritize. You can see I got like Chewbacca's mod for tenacity. If they would be modded for offense, it would be much better. But that's also what Omicrons can obviously save you time for remodding and moving mods and things like that. So is Leia Organa's territory battle Omicron worth it or not? I don't know. Maybe on the light side, as you see in Coruscant, not that helpful. On Kashyyyk you can make it work, so it's all more, I guess, for Bracca and mixed zones that can be useful. But obviously my guys are only relic 7. I know somebody in my guild has them at relic 8, I think, so he can also clear stuff elsewhere. So I guess if you do have CLS built up and you need an extra territory battle team, both either for mixed or light side sectors, then ROLO Omicron could be worth it for you, especially like if you can't be bothered moving mods and things like that. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.